welcome to Game Make Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the imaginosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Game Make Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Game Make Corp, Beckers.
Last time, this great video game company and fashion company on the side, we got new jackets. They're coming. If you buy our $1,000 collector's edition, we'll send you one. We made a werewolf. How'd that do?
So people felt that the title wasn't an obvious enough pun. So they heard werewolf and they were expecting like a horror game, and instead they got like the fashion game of the future, right? So we were really getting the wrong audience for this game. So just like a recap, Warehouse was a success. Werewolf was a failure. And I got another one, but I think the world's not ready for it. But it's going to be called Beware, and that's like a sequel. It's going to be an insect clothing line sponsored by Save the Bees. Save the bees by making them too sexy to go extinct.
Okay. Well, I would like to save the video game ideas. And to do that, we need you to generate them. It's like we could save the bees if you people would just make more bees. I'm looking I'm looking at you, Bill Jenkins, in Tennessee, Idaho. Yeah, you didn't think there was a Tennessee in Idaho. It is. Look it up. It's secret. It's not on the maps. Make the bees, and while you're doing that, you got to sit there and make those bees. And while you're doing that, come up with game ideas and tweet them on Twitter.com. It's a website. It's popular. All your favorite movie stars are on there, like us. We're there, and you should put in a game idea and then put the hashtag Game Make Corp, and then we can use it. Because I know you people are just tweeting your game ideas out there wildly, expecting us to find them. We have a game company to run. I can't keep doing this. So please put the hashtag so we can find them. The bees need you.
Do it for the bees.
Yes.
We would be very grateful. Oh, we're starting strong today. I can feel it. Feel it buzzing in my veins.
As a doctor, I would feel like you would know that that's not something that should happen. That's new. I have a game idea. It's called Don't Trust the Squirrel.
It's like Don't Trust a Fart.
Yeah, the other game we're working on. This game has you, the player. You are the king of the squirrels. You, like, each generation there is a new king of the squirrels. A human is born and they just automatically are able to control the squirrels and talk to them and all that stuff. It's like the Avatar in the hit movie, The Avatar. We're blue now. The Blue Man Group's Avatar. So you are the king or queen of the squirrels. And can, have a squirrel army. All squirrels do as you please, and you can be like, hey, give me a ham sandwich. And then the squirrels are like, what's a ham sandwich? And they bring you a nut. And then you're like, no, it's like a pig.
Not again.
And yeah, so there's a lot of like communication. You have to kind of teach them what things are. There's a lot of that going on. But it should be noted, and it says clearly on the box, you kind of, when you start the game, you know this going in. One of the squirrels in the world does not like this whole human king of the squirrels thing going on. They feel like The squirrel should be a king of the squirrels. They want to be king of the squirrels.
Just the one squirrel?
The one squirrel seeks to thwart you, to bring down...
Is it a girl squirrel?
It could be both, either.
What a whirl.
I feel like you're trying to do a rhyme again, but it's not happening.
Twirl.
Okay. So this...
Don't twirl too much or you'll hurl.
You have to find the squirrel. In your great empire that is trying to bring you down. If you ran a kingdom and knew that one of your subjects was trying to assassinate you, what do you do? What do you do?
You kill them all.
You kill all the squirrels?
And then you run a kingdom of loneliness and a fortress of solitude, if you will.
Have you seen the amount of squirrels that exist? Like there's a lot of them. And they like to pretend that they're nuts, but they're real clever. So if you start killing off squirrels non-discriminately, then they're going to start revolting. And then it's not just the squirrel you got to watch out for. You got all squirrels after you. You have to find the squirrel in the squirrel world.
So you've got to choose some squirrels that you trust.
Okay.
And open up like a council of squirrels. And also a squirrel king's guard. Because there's only one traitor squirrel, right? So really you just have to pick out some that you can confirm are good and surround yourself with them.
How would you go like, you're not gonna try and kill me?
Okay, well I need some more backstory here. How long have you been Squirrel King? How did you get to be Squirrel King?
It's like the Avatar. Like, how did the Avatar get to be the Avatar? They were just born and they could do all the fire bending and water bending stuff.
Can you bend squirrels?
You can talk to them. So that's a form of squirrel bending, I guess. I mean, you could technically grab a squirrel and bend it, I guess, but I'm pretty sure that would start the revolt.
But my question is,
okay,
why do the squirrels follow you?
Because you are the king.
So they're like forced to follow you? Like that it's inherent in their squirrel blood?
The only superpower for the squirrels that you have is the ability to talk to them. But they do acknowledge that, like, the human that can talk to us is the ruler of the squirrels. Like, this is in, like, the squirrel charters of, like, if a human ever talks to us and can speak our tongue, then we gotta, like, listen.
He's the chosen Squirrel King. Okay.
Yeah. So it's in the squirrel constitution.
The squirrel constitution.
Yeah.
So I would say you can trust the squirrels that, like, kind of brought you into the fold. Like, when you started talking to squirrels, a few of them would be like, hey, you're the Squirrel King now. Come over here, sit in this big chair. It's made out of a tree. We have this, like, really, like, this great hall that has, like, one human-sized room, and that's where you're going to live now. And now you're the Squirrel King. So the squirrels who told you that, those ones are going to be in your trusted circle to start with. But
what if the one who tells you that is just trying to get you away from the humans so that they can murder you?
Why wouldn't he just leave you with the humans?
Because, like, you can still, like, you're walking around. Squirrels are everywhere. Like, you don't have to go out in the forest to be king of the squirrels. You can literally walk around town and be like, hey, squirrel in a tree, the ham sandwich. You also love ham sandwiches. That's the thing. Defining character. You king of the squirrels, ham sandwiches. That's
it is known. It's in the prophecies.
Yes. Because there was one other guy who, like, started making squirrel noises, and they were like, king of squirrels? And then they saw him not eat a ham sandwich. They're like, oh no, just back off.
Oh, dude, he's got turkey. That's not right.
No, that's just the crazy squirrel guy. Not joking at all.
He actually doesn't know what he's saying. He just makes a really good squirrel impression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that part of this is gonna be gambling. So you just do. You trust him. And the rare chance that the squirrel was bad.
I think you could set up like a squirrel buddy system that each squirrel is assigned another squirrel to watch. So if one of them tries to murder you, then the other squirrel can stop them. So everybody has a buddy. I think it probably has to be 3 because the evil squirrel could always kill the one other squirrel and then go for you.
Okay, but if any squirrels die, their buddy immediately has to be added to like a different trio.
Yeah, well, I think if there's 3 always watching each other, then one squirrel could totally kill another squirrel like secretly, but killing 2 squirrels without getting noticed, I think is a lot trickier.
I feel like this is going to cause a lot of squirrel distrusting other squirrels.
Probably. I feel like being a king is harder than...
Squirrels just want to have fun.
I think that's okay. I think there's a lot of great game. Like, I'm excited to see how our players are gonna figure out how to rule the Squirrel Kingdom. And this is gonna be a really great game. But until then, I'm gonna let you do a game that's maybe less things that rhyme with squirrel. We'll see.
Squirrels just want to have fun.
You know it.
It came to me. All right, so I've been inspired today. I've been thinking, what kind of areas have we not breached into for our game themes, right? What have we not explored? And I think we have done like relatively few baby games, right? So I want to make a game about babies.
Babies are an untapped market.
They're an untapped market.
I mean, every time a baby is born, they already have like a list of, they already have people buying them gifts out the door, and target the babies, and then they'll get nothing but baby related stuff.
I was less thinking about babies as a consumer market and more like targeting babies in a game.
Whoa.
The game is themed of babies. Yes, okay. So let's break into this space with the safest game genre out there. Let's make a baby battle royale.
Okay.
Baby battleground. Okay, so, but like babies can't die in this game. That wouldn't make any sense.
No.
Because, you know, we're not one of those like edgy games where we make really terrible themes.
I think this is easy. Instead of a health bar, their health bar is their stamina bar. So, and when they run out of stamina, they just go nap time and they're out of the game.
I was thinking that maybe it's all a dream. And all the babies are in one dream together.
Okay, that's a way to go.
If they lose in the game, they wake up. And that's why babies wake up crying.
Okay.
Because they are losers. If your baby gets a full night's sleep, you know that he's the best battle royale baby.
So
he won.
So to be clear, there's still going to be baby killing just in a dream.
Yeah, because no real babies will die. They won't die. They just like pop out of existence into the real world. I don't know. Yeah. Yes.
So when they run out of health, they go nap time, and then they just stop playing the game.
Okay, so are there just a bunch of sleeping babies everywhere?
Yeah, it's like real life.
Like on the ground or whatever? Because I'm picturing just like a map, and I don't know what's in the map yet, and a bunch of babies.
I would figure this happens at like a daycare
center.
Yeah, a daycare and like...
And if you take another baby down, they just fall to the ground and sleep, and you just step over their sleeping body.
Yeah.
and keep going. Okay, I like
you
it.
just grab the rattle. Be like, yep, they're asleep. Grab the rattle and charge on.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. I
Okay.
like it. All right, so you start the game. You're a baby, and I was thinking, like you start off like crawling, like because you're a baby and you're bad at stuff, and you poop yourself all the time or whatever. But as the game goes on, maybe you grow up a little bit and you can walk because let's be honest,
How
any
long is
game
this
where you
game?
have to move slowly, well, you age up really, really quickly. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of games don't take place in like real time.
But like, I feel like there's not so much that the character is going from like levels of development.
Every baby in this game is about like 11 months old, like the point where they're not walking yet, but they could at any time. How about that? So
Okay.
At some point in this game, you can learn to walk.
You can learn to walk during the game. I'll appreciate that.
Yes.
Maybe that's something that like if you practice that early on, like instead of going after weapons, which I think are like toys, rattles, and
Yeah.
the little toy hammers. Those are you could focus on improving your skills, which is the ability to stand up and move without falling, and that might be your greatest weapon.
So I think, okay, let's talk about how you defeat the other babies. Because we're at the weapons portion. I think this is a good segue. So I was thinking, babies puke a lot.
I was about to ask if poop was a weapon.
Yes, we are descended from monkeys after all. So it is time to use our base natures to the fullest. We're not really descended from monkeys. We're like cousins or something. We're apes. That's what it is.
Okay. Because there's obviously at a daycare there's only so many toys, and how many babies are we putting in this? How many players?
50.
Okay. This is a very like fancy like big daycare. This is like the daycare from Toy Story 3 where they got like all sorts of kids.
Yeah.
Also
the toys come to life.
What?
No, okay. We'll get to that mechanic. We'll get there. So puke. Okay, so we have some stuff like puke and poop.
Yeah.
As like a grenade. You know? And like it's one of those things where you can't stand in it because it's gonna burn your baby feet, but not really because you're a baby and we don't hurt babies. It'll take away your baby's stamina.
Yeah, it'll make them feel gross.
It'll tire you out.
Yeah, it'll make them feel gross, and they won't want to do it anymore. They'll just crying. I think going to sleep or crying will knock you out.
I think if you cry for a while, it'll like improve your stamina a little bit, but it'll alert all the other babies in the area to come and get you. Because crying, it really helps you let loose a little bit, you know? You can go, wee! And then all the other babies will be like, get him.
Okay. real catharsis for experience for the baby.
Wee!
Yep, that's what crying sounds like.
Mm-hmm. And then you can have like Cheerio shooters.
Okay, what's that look like?
A little gun with Cheerios in it. Brightly colored.
We're giving the babies guns.
Cheerio shooters.
Okay.
You know, just like, I mean, didn't you used to play with disc guns or whatever? You know what? Babies probably have really bad aim, but it's fine. Suspend your disbelief.
Okay. I mean, I did play with disc guns when I was like 10. Not when I was a baby.
Well, some of us trained early for the great baby wars.
There are no choking hazards in our game. Legos are totally up in there.
Oh my gosh. You can plant Legos like mines. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea. You didn't even know what you're on to there. We can plant Legos like mines. You can have barf grenades, poop grenades. Okay, if we're gonna have both, they gotta do something different. What if, like, okay, so I'm thinking barf drains your stamina. Maybe poop will, like, blind you with its fumes.
See, I pictured that, like, there's only so many toys around, but everybody always has access to poop because, everybody's got poop.
Everybody poops.
So it's not as strong as in a toy weapon, but, like, you got unlimited ammo.
Recharge it,
Yeah.
Eat some of your Cheerio ammunition.
Yep.
Okay. I had another idea brewing in here.
Okay.
So what if you have, like, a squeaky toy? Like one of those little dolls that you squeak or whatever. If you can throw it, it's kind of like it's a new mechanic. You know how other games have, like, flashbangs or whatever that blind you. This one, you're going to throw a squeaky toy and every baby within the area of effect has to look at it. They just turn towards it for a full second. It's a new form of crowd control. Crib control.
What if there was a puppy?
A puppy.
What if there's a
You
puppy?
deploy your puppy.
What if there's a puppy in the daycare?
That's way better. Puppy's way better. And if you find the puppy, he'll distract all the other kids. And then actually the game just ends and everybody wins. Because
it's like
who doesn't win when there's a puppy? Okay, I got distracted a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, let's think. So most games have, like, a circle mechanic.
Yes.
Since you're in, like, a daycare, what if rooms just randomly, like, after a certain amount of time, like, the lights start to flicker and then they'll just turn off and it's nap time in that room and you just fall asleep. And then you can't go in that room anymore.
Okay, so it's like you have multiple rooms that you're able to go through?
Sure, yeah, like it's a big daycare with a whole bunch of rooms, and the way that they kind of force all the babies together for battle is some of the rooms will just turn off. And if you're in the room,
there's a game that does that.
Asleep.
I can't remember what it is. It's not very good.
It's this one. It's Baby Battleground. Oh, okay. But actually it must not be this one because this one's very good.
Okay. Okay. Anything else about this game that exists?
Oh yeah, toys. They're gonna come to life. I don't know. I wasn't really planning on that. You just said something about Toy Story 3.
And then what happens when the toys come to life?
It becomes another battle royale. Inside of a battle royale.
What?
Yeah.
So we're gonna create
ready for that.
We're gonna create a second game, which is toy battle royale. And when a match starts in toy battle royale, all the toys that the babies were playing with come to life and start battling each other while the babies are battling each other.
Right. And if you win the toy battle royale, you don't die in the baby battle royale. Or, I'm sorry, fall asleep.
Well, no, it's the toys I think can die.
The toys can die, but the babies don't. They fall asleep.
Yeah. I picture there's two sets of players. The toy battle royale would have to, like, try and avoid the baby battle royale players and try not to get grabbed by them.
Oh my gosh. You're so right. Okay, so no. Back this up. Back it up right now. Because we're gonna release these two partnered games together, which is two battle royales happening at the same time, the toy one and the baby one. In the toy one, they have to avoid the babies as obstacles so that they can go about their own battle royale. And that one's going to be one of those ones with different classes because there's a bunch of different toys. like little action figures.
Yep.
Slinkies, I don't know how they would be boing around.
A lot of mobility. It's the mobility class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I think with that, like a lot of battle royales have the problem that after a couple months or even a few weeks, the hardcore players kind of have the like area memorized and they know, oh, this is where the stuff is. But when you're playing a battle royale, that the other players are the obstacles, that there's no figuring it out. Anytime you could just spawn in and there's a baby that just grabs you and beats another baby with you.
And okay, so I have an idea. I think the toy battle royale should happen like towards the end of the baby battle royale. And the toys, they have to avoid all the sleeping babies and not wake them up because remember, they're just scattered everywhere. Yeah. And I think they should have to not move when a baby's next to them because it's Toy Story.
I'm thinking that like, well, I feel like you could move with a baby because baby ain't gonna remember.
Okay, so maybe there's adults that randomly walk through the room.
Maybe. And they're fine with the babies battling. They're like, look at it play. Look at, oh, they're sharing toys.
Look, Susie got all tuckered out.
Yeah.
After little Bobby smacked her upside the head with a Buzz Lightyear.
They're sharing their toys.
Oh boy, look at all that poop.
But
Janet brings them up.
I don't know why parents keep bringing their kids here. We're really bad at this.
And then we're going to open up a third game in the same universe. That's just like extreme babysitting. And you have to like rush around cleaning up all this puke and this poop and putting babies into beds because they keep falling asleep everywhere. It's going to be good. This is a whole universe happening. Yeah. Right now.
This is like when we made the Becker's video game universe based on like your life one Tuesday.
Yeah, what I did that day. Yeah.
But this is just different games all being played at the same time in the same universe.
Yeah.
With a Baby Battleground as the baseline and other games related to that. Like so, whenever you hop into a match of so we've got Baby Battleground. What's the toy one called? Just Toy Battleground?
Toy. I don't know. Thunder Toys. I don't know.
Thunder Toys? What was?
It's like Thunder Thighs, but toys. Toy-mageddon.
Okay. And then the the one is just extreme babysitting?
Sure.
Okay, so the Baby Battleground match starts, and then you've got like a few seconds later a match of Toy-mageddon starts. Okay. Is that how we want to do his Baby Battlegrounds is the first one that starts? Or do we want to have...
I think Babysitter should start at the same time as Baby Battleground. Because I feel like... Because like your puke bombs and your poop grenades, they should like all be happening and they don't get cleaned up until the Babysitter cleans them up.
Okay.
So like the terrain's constantly changing with bodily fluids.
Yeah, so I think having them both start at the same time would be pretty good because you don't drop into this. Maybe you could control the adult, your parent, as they place you into the game. Mm-hmm. Because or it was originally like you just randomly spawn somewhere. But maybe
to make everybody spawn at the same time, it probably should just be random.
Maybe. And then...
Or maybe you start the game by, like, waking up somewhere. Because you're a baby.
But Yeah, so when the game starts off, all the babies are going to be in different locations. So they're obviously not going to be throwing poop everywhere. So the babysitters are going to have some time where it starts off slow. And then once the babies start encountering each other, things are going to get crazy. I feel like the toys are probably going to have an easier time as the babies start taking naps in Battleground. Because then they'll have less babies trying to grab them. They can even have more cover because they can hide behind sleeping babies. So there'll be like different points in Baby Battleground is gonna make the other games harder or easier. Yep.
Yes. This is the best game we've ever made.
This is 3 games we just made in one.
Yes. I'm so happy right now. I want to play this.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them at the same time. 3 monitor setup. You're like min-maxing of like you've got Baby Battlegrounds on one screen and you're playing that, and you got the toy one, and then you use your toy to run into your baby's hand. So like, oh sweet, I'm gonna play as a hammer and I'm gonna run towards my baby and give him the hammer, and then you're gonna smack Charisse with it, and then you're okay. So if you do cry in Baby Battlegrounds, I think that can supercharge you. But that also risks summoning one of the baby's sitters. So if one of the babysitters is like really active, and ends up getting to you while you're still crying, then you can be pulled out of the game. But if they don't get to you in time, then you're just like supercharged and they have like
perfect
extra stamina. So it's a risk reward situation.
Yeah, so you gotta wait until you hear another baby cry, and all the babies are just gonna cry simultaneously.
Yeah. and then the
she can't get us all.
Then the babysitter players are like, no.
Make it stop.
Yeah, like the good strats for one game make it so hard for a different game.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, that's okay. We did some games.
That's a good game. Do you have a game?
I have a game, and it's a game that only women can hear. And I thought we could make like PUBG, but only women can hear it.
So like it's PUBG, but only women can hear it. So dudes can play it and they have no audio?
Yeah. And they have no idea. It's never explained. It's just women play the game and it always works. Like, and always hear. And I think there's probably a silent agreement that women never explain this to men.
Everyone just thinks it's a soundless game.
Yeah.
But women know the truth.
Oh, they took the sounds out of PUBG and they made it, or even Apex. Apex is hotter. We'll make it Apex, and only women can hear the footsteps and the gun sounds and stuff, and but everybody's playing it.
I say this as kindly as possible. Well, what's the point?
Because it's a good game that all the women are gonna win because they can hear the good noises. And then,
okay, so all the women are gonna win. So all the women are gonna play it.
Yeah.
And this is gonna draw dudes into the market because they're gonna get a girlfriend.
I figured that it would piss off the guys who are like, men are the only good ones at games. Like imagine Apex Legends, but only women can hear it. And it's like the hottest game right now, and Ninja is like, oh, I'm gonna try it, and all the Ninja's the only big dude I know. But all the dudes playing it, and they're like, I'm so good, and they do good. You know, the top the top gamers are all doing very, very good. But the women can hear all the noises that are available to hear, and then they win more. And I feel like this is going to increase the amount of women people, and is also going to increase the amount of men, both just guys who want to play with their cool lady friends. And I feel like you are always gonna want, like, you're gonna want a girl on your team because there's obviously an advantage there.
And she can describe what's happening.
Yeah, it would be like, hey, there's somebody coming up on you, and be like, how do you know? There is, just don't worry about it. And the asshole guys who are like, men are better than women and everything, there are no way they're going to be able to compete with women on this level.
Yes, and there's going to be like a whole bunch of like really important abilities that are announced by sound only.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to do my ultimate. And everybody like, oh, how were we supposed to know? And everybody like, I knew.
Here comes the death rain to everyone who's not crouching right now.
and like...
Inexplicably, all the women crouch.
All the guys are like, how did they know?
Man, why do I always die at this game?
Also, the announcer is always whenever somebody gets a kill, the announcer is always like, "You're a goddess. You're the best." Just like really like supportive announcer, not just like, "Got him, kill their face." Just like, you're great. You're the greatest ever. I always believed in you.
What are they gonna say when they die?
Tomorrow you're gonna wake up. You're gonna take a relaxing shower, and you're gonna come back, and you're gonna do it so great tomorrow. And today was just a misstep, but tomorrow's gonna be your day. I believe in you, Charisse. I've always believed in you. You're
the best babysitter, and you're gonna be the best murderer too, Charisse.
So this is Charisse's game. That's it. That's my game idea.
Okay. I'm going to briefly interrupt our game idea goodness for our, I guess, bi-weekly investor shout out. So this is the time where I say thank you to our investors, like Aaron C., who has raised us up so we could walk on mountains or something like that. Walk on stormy seas. That's what it is, and she did a good job doing that. You too could be an investor like Aaron C., and you could get a unique personal shout out every single episode if you want. If you go to patreon.com/lastgeek and you type in the info and you say, please make me famous like you guys, and we'll do it. That's it.
Yes.
So that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have a game idea now.
Oh, okay. Can I hear it?
So don't get too ahead of yourself because it's still my turn. He's disappearing. Since Baby Battleground, I was trying to open up a new can of ideas and see what it smelled like. I'm looking at a new can that we haven't reached into before. And I have realized something that I can't believe it. Ready? We haven't made a single game about scorpions. Can you believe it?
The character The Rock played in the third Mummy movie?
The Scorpion King?
Yeah.
Almost.
And then also the sequel that I think was just called like The Scorpion King.
Yeah. I didn't watch that one. I just watched The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. It's actually the second Mummy movie that The Scorpion King was in. Yeah.
Because there's 3, I think.
There's 3. The third one takes place in China. And it's like way later.
Was that one good?
No. They had a different lady for Evie, so it
Oh,
wasn't good. I didn't like it because I really liked her.
yeah. I remember. I think 1 and 2 was good, and then we
1 and
didn't
2 were
speak.
both excellent.
And then 3 was the bad one, and also the Scorpion King was like the mistake. And I feel like the Scorpion King really just ruined the Mummy.
I don't know. I never saw Scorpion King, so I can't say if it did or not. This has been our movie review podcast about ancient Egypt and China.
It's our podcast in a podcast.
It's a podcast in a podcast, and now we're ready to go back to our regularly scheduled podcast about making video games.
It's like Inception, and you're waking up from the dream inside the dream.
Yeah, we're putting games inside games and podcasts inside podcasts. You never know what's going to happen.
So what was in the can?
Okay, so there were a bunch of scorpions in my can of ideas, and I took some scorpions out, and I thought, hey, let's take this scorpion and let's make a fighting game set in ancient Rome, not Egypt. There's no scorpions there, but there are now. And you're going to play as a scorpion, trying to earn the approval of the Roman emperor by being a gladiator.
Okay. Is this a scorpion-sized scorpion?
No,
Okay.
it is a horse-sized scorpion. About.
So like a Scorpion King-sized scorpion.
Yeah,
Okay.
about that size.
Does it look just like a scorpion, or maybe is there a rock attached to
No,
it?
there's no human attached to it. It's just a scorpion.
Okay.
Quit trying to ruin my idea. No, and he's gonna take place in all the different gladiator stuff. So there's that one, I don't really know what it's about, but I've seen these videos in movies or whatever of gladiators riding chariots around in the Colosseum.
Okay.
Well, now the scorpion's gonna pull a chariot. And he's gonna be objectively better than all the horse-pulled chariots.
Okay, but you know that the gladiator in that scenario wasn't the horse.
I know, but we're gonna do whatever we want, so.
So, why is he pulling the cart? Who's in the cart?
Dead weight.
Okay, why does he have the cart at all?
Okay, he's gonna pull an empty cart. Because
Why?
that's how we got it. To get into a chariot race, you have to have a chariot, Bryce.
Okay.
So he's gonna get into the chariot race. He's gonna be hooked up. And then he's gonna start scuttling really, really fast. He's gonna start scuttling. And he's just gonna stab all the other horses. And he's gonna race to the finish. And the Scorpion Gladiator will win another one. And you've gotta there'll be it'll kind of be like precision or whatever. You gotta hit the horses and you stab where they're gonna be, not where they are, to hit them in the right spot.
Or you could go after the wheels like they do in most they do in chariot races. They have the spiky
but
wheels
to go
so they
after
could...
the wheel, he has to be way behind him, and the scorpion scuttles so fast that he won't
No,
be.
because in the chariot races, you hit your wheel with the other wheel. So he can be next to it and hit it with his claw.
But then his own wheel might break.
No, because he can hit it with his claw because he'd be in front.
You're just determined not to kill any horses, aren't you?
I don't see why that's a requirement of this.
Okay, fine. He can destroy all the chariots. And sometimes horses if they get in the way. And then he'll eat them because it's Mother Nature. Don't cut this out, Bryce. Don't cut it out. This is so good.
I'm not in charge of that. Please tell me more.
Okay. So what other stuff does gladiators do? Sometimes they just fight, don't they?
Yes, they have sword fights. That's literally
like Thor and the Hulk.
I'm not sure if a chariot race is technically gladiators. I think that's technically a chariot race.
Well, okay, well, he's gonna do all the stuff. He'll probably be in the Olympics, too. Who knows?
Okay.
Can you picture him with a discus? You can now. He has a real problem with the javelin throw because he just like claws it, like snip.
I want you to know, whenever I'm picturing the Scorpion, I'm picturing the Scorpion King from the movie.
No, you're not.
I'm
Stop.
picturing
Stop.
The Rock as the Scorpion King.
God damn. Okay, so it turns out that this is why we haven't made any games about scorpions yet.
It's because the Rock is everywhere. You try and make a game about a scorpion, and he just shows up and is like, "You need me in the mocap suit?" And you're like, "We weren't gonna put you in this one. This was just gonna be a scorpion." And I was like, "I'm the Scorpion King. They made a movie. They put me in two. I am the Scorpion King." And then you just have to. He's the Scorpion King. You can't do it without him. He's the Rock. Whoa, you can't say no to the Rock. I want to make it clear to anybody who's tried.
Smell what the Rock's cooking.
He's cooking and ass whooping.
All right.
Don't say no to the Rock.
I'm done.
Okay.
Scorpion Gladiator can go away. I'm tired of it now.
You know what people aren't.
Okay, go.
You know what people aren't tired of, but is going away? Game of Thrones.
No.
But I have an idea to make it better. We're going to make our own Game of Thrones, and we're going to do it good this time.
Like musical chairs?
No. Okay. Beckers, tell me what you like about Game of Thrones. Without spoilers.
There's a lot of really hot guys, and a lot of times they show up shirtless at some time or another. There's also like a lot of spicy political maneuvers. Also, like Natalie Dormer appears in that show, Game of Thrones. And that's like, that already brings the show from a lower level up to a exquisite level. So I really liked that.
Yep.
Natalie Dormer.
And then sometimes like characters die and people are like, "Oh no, that was my favorite." And then they're sad.
Yeah.
And then that's bad.
I don't think it's any kind of secret that a lot of people die in Game of Thrones. And it's not just side characters.
Yeah.
Nobody is safe.
Sometimes it's people's favorite characters end up dying.
Yeah.
But I thought about that and I was like, that's just hurting their audience. Like, why would they do that? But then I thought, what if we made Game of Thrones? What would we do? And then I said, let's make Game of Thrones, but do it like American Idol does it, where the audience gets to vote, but they vote with their money. They get to, whenever there's a battle about to start, there is like who's gonna win deal that comes up, and people can text in and send $1 for each text to whichever side they want, and they can help their favorite characters live or die.
It's like a choose your own adventure,
but on a global scale. Were you really upset when the hot chick died?
Yeah, it was.
All of them. Yeah, we all hated that. If you ponied up some money, she could live on the Game Make Corp of Thrones.
I would pay so much money into this hole. I would use all the company money to pay for people to live.
Luckily, it would be our company, so we would get the money back.
So it would be rigged anyway.
I mean, a little. I mean, like we are still like crafting the storylines. We are still having those like great. We're writing these great characters and great stuff, but there will be different points where they're like, battles and stuff where characters' lives are on the line, and maybe even some smaller stuff. Maybe that we will have hey, the King Jeffrome is going out for dinner. What should he order? Should he have steak or tacos? And you get a vote on that, but we don't tell them this. One of them's poisoned. So if they voted tacos, they killed Jeffrome. Sorry.
I really like this. Did you recently watch the Netflix special Bandersnatch?
No.
By chance?
No. I still haven't got to that. Does it allow people to pay money to get their characters to live in that one?
No, actually, you just get to pick.
Oh.
It's crazy. This is more like a crowd-funded thing.
Yeah, because with those,
I guess it's permanent.
Yeah, everybody gets their unique story and they can start over or whatever. This is Game of Thrones. The story only goes one way. If people lose the voting, then their character dies and the story continues without them, and it's still this amazing story, but you get the one story and it's up to you how that plays out.
And upon rewatch, there's no pauses or anything anymore because it's been voted on. So how long do you have to vote? Do you have to watch it live to affect the outcome?
I think what we'll do, I think we'll have some live stuff so that we do encourage people to watch live because, that's where the big money is. But then we'll also have at the end of each episode, it's like a cliffhanger that allows for a big vote. And I guess I don't know how long American Idol does it. I think they do one commercial break for voting. So that's 5 minutes.
I thought you had a whole week.
I thought, maybe.
But you voted on multiple things.
I thought there was maybe, I don't know. I think we'll do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. We'll have hey, what are they having for lunch during the actual episode? So a small vote, and then at the end of each episode, we have a big vote of the Wershosters and the Gobblesmoppers are going to battle. They all both got shirtless men on them. There's going to be a lot of shirtless men on everyone's team. This is a stacked hotties. There are hotties, every kind of hottie. You got your tattooed hotties, you got your preppy hotties. It's almost going to be like a high school, whatever your thing is, there's going to be a nation for that. And we're going to see who's going to pony up their money to is the jocks going to win? But
yes.
It's still going to be a fantasy and stuff. There'll still be dragons.
Yeah. Oh, man. Now I'm really excited because we're recording this on Game of Thrones Day.
We are.
And I'm distracted.
And when that ends, ours is going to start. Do you have a better name than Game Make Corp of Thrones? Because that's
Of course I do. Because any name would be better. Even if we just named it Charisse. Well, we can't call it Game of Thrones, right?
No.
We have to call it something not copyrighted. Game of Loans, because you give money to them to win.
But it's not a loan. They don't.
That's
not
right.
Paid.
It's a rough draft name.
Good.
Give me a break. Good. Rude. Okay. A game of big chairs.
Maybe not that one. Maybe.
I was a fan of that one though.
Pay or die. let's flesh this out a little bit, because we're not gonna do the Game of Thrones. We're not gonna. Hey, we made it. We're just starting Game of Thrones over. That would be great. Let's just start Game of Thrones over again, but you get to vote the entire time.
Oh my god!
Remember that character that everybody thought was the main character, but he died? This time he could live.
Game of votes.
I do like just saying like this. This is a game, a show that you're just voting on. You do have to pay to vote, but it's just a vote. It's just a vote that you do have to pay us for.
I feel like everyone gets one free vote, but every additional vote is money.
Okay, yeah,
And you can vote more for money, because then everybody feels like they can participate.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So how many kingdoms did Game of Thrones there's like 7, right?
In Westeros.
Okay. And then there's like the other lands.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got my notebook out. What is our 7 kingdoms?
There's the North.
Okay, and what's their thing? What are we calling them?
Starks. The Stark land. Wolf people.
There's like a fancy name for wolves.
Werewolves?
No. No. We'll just call them the wolves for now.
Mm-hmm.
And can we make them werewolves? Can we appeal to that market where they are all...
We'll put it to the vote.
Okay.
Are the Starks werewolves?
No, I see. I don't want to make the like world just all like up for vote, because I feel like because we have to make the story gripping on its own, so that people get invested in them. They're not just like, well, all the players just, it's just a story by vote, so there's nothing really interesting about it. Like, not everything is voted on, just like big things. And like some people might die that you don't know. Probably some decisions you made previously caused this person to die, but it's not like, hey, the guy's about to stab him, vote now if the killer slips on pudding or manages to make the kill.
And then he'll slip on pudding and he'll still make the kill.
Yeah.
Plot twist, you had no choice.
Okay, wolves. Okay, so we've got the North, and they are werewolves. We're gonna get some of that hot teen drama market. So what's our second kingdom?
Dorne is another one. Those are the sand people.
Are you just naming
sneaky snakes?
Okay. I haven't seen very much Game of Thrones, so you could be naming Game of Thrones stuff and I don't know. But we're trying to make our own one that's like Game of Thrones but better. We're gonna do it better. So this is Dorne Game of Thrones, or is this?
Okay, so you don't want real Game of Thrones,
right? I want to make our own.
Okay, well I still want to do sneaky snakes.
Okay, so we've got snakes. So are these snake people, or are they just really into snakes?
Snake people.
Or can they have an army? Can they be humans that control snakes?
Yes, but they also have some snake people.
Okay. Snake people and also control snakes. Because some people were like, they can talk to the snakes, and one guy talked to the snake and they really hit it off, and now some of the people are snake people.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we've got the werewolves, we've got the snake people. What's our third kingdom?
Well, if we have werewolves, shouldn't we have vampires?
Sure. I mean, are they going to be weak to light? Are they going to be? Can they only come out at night?
Yeah. How about okay, so in Game of Thrones, there's the whole long night thing. and then there's like the undead.
Okay.
Instead, we'll have vampires because the long night would also be good for vampires.
Okay, so are the vampires the big bad?
Yeah, I decided that just now.
Okay. So I'm gonna put them at the bottom as they're not one of the 7. They're like the intruder deals. But maybe the people we're gonna have some sexy vampires in there, and maybe the audience is gonna want the vampires to defeat all the snake people and the werewolves. So
yeah, because all the rest of the people are like super bad people mostly.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
with
vamps.
some exceptions.
Okay, so I figure we're gonna figure out a kingdom people, and then we're gonna figure out the name of the land. And if we come up with a dope name for the land, we'll probably just call the thing like Examplers. Whatever we name it, it's not gonna be Examplers. It could be Examplers, but it won't be, unless it is. What's the third one?
So
we got werewolves, snake people, and then there's vamps outside the wall.
Okay. Let me think of another vast culture. Dragon people.
People who are dragons? People who...
No.
Are these just dragons?
Dragons.
Just dragons. So
there's just going to be a little spot of the country where only dragons live.
And I see dragons are kind of OP, so I think we have a kingdom of dragons, but there's not that many. Yeah. Maybe there's a solid like 10 to 20 dragons there. These are like the last of the dragons. There was a great dragon war before, so it leaves us open to a prequel. If this really hits off, we can do the dragon war prequel. Remaining dragons. Okay, so we got the dragons, and they're kind of OP. But I think like there is the werewolves and the snake people and these other groups are going to be fighting over each other, and everybody's going to try and like curry the favor of the dragons, but the dragons aren't going to be about it. They're going to be like, dude, we went through a big war. It wasn't great. Like, we're going to be over here. Like, don't even talk to us.
You don't even go here.
And then but there's going to be like a dragon prince, and he's going to be like, man, I
really sexy.
Like I think he's gonna be like a dragon. Oh, I think the dragons can like turn into humans. They can like mask their parents so they can walk around, and they're like, one of the characters you're gonna think was just a human, and then one day there's gonna be like a big battle, and then they'll be like, oh, we're gonna lose, and then the like kind of the weak looking guy is gonna be like, okay. And then he just like takes off his jacket and just wings sprout out, and he just transforms into a dragon, just like bites the people. It's gonna be dope. Okay, so we got werewolves, snake people, dragons. I want to say that there's just some humans. We got to have at least one kingdom that is just straight up humans.
Yeah, we'll call them the normal empire.
Humans, the normies.
And they like milk and interior decorating.
Okay. Do we want to have more than one human empire? Because I feel like we can have maybe 2 or 3 human empires, so that you've kind of got like, they're kind of boring in comparison to like the snake people and the dragons and werewolves, but they're kind of like, they suck a little bit, but that kind of makes them endearing. Because some of the groups in Game of Thrones kind of suck a little bit, but there's a few good characters in that group that make you go like, oh, they're all right.
Okay.
So we can I think we've got the really like boring normies, which I would almost say was what the North was in the Game of Thrones, but
they have wolves.
Okay, and then we'll have another group of humans. I'm gonna have these people be pirates. These are human pirates, but I want to have one that is mer people, and they live in the water. So then there's always a war between the pirates and the mer people.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a quarter fish person that's trying to
Bring
them
peace
together.
Yeah. My mother was a sea person and my father was a pirate, and I think there can be peace like my parents found.
Because I'm 1/4 fish, and I want to emphasize that. And since we have pirates, we have to have ninjas.
Okay. Can they be samurai? I feel like samurai is cooler than ninjas.
Fine.
Human samurai. Okay.
Not to be confused with the lizard samurai. Those are on the other continent.
So we have the north with werewolves. We have the snake people who are also, and we also have humans who can talk to snakes. I'll cross out control and just talk, because that would be really messed up if there was like you could control a snake, but also your neighbor was a snake who was like the same size as you. But I think you can talk to the snakes, so
yeah,
that's fine. And then you got the dragons who ain't really about all this, but they can also, I think, there's like a small continent that is just like people go visit and it just looks like humans just chilling. And then, but like there's rumors that like, oh, I heard that dragons used to be around there. And later in the story, it's revealed that like, oh, that small group of like just farmers are secretly dragons. It's gonna be fucking dope when that reveal happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge plot twist.
Yeah. And then we got the normie humans who love milk. Those are legit farmers. Love milk.
They don't turn into anything.
Nope. They're really good friends with the dragons, because they're always like trading farm stuff with them, but like neither, like, like the dragons are just pretending to be boring, whereas the humans are just actually boring, and the dragons are like always like, are you guys pretending? And they're like, what? We just love milk. Like, I was wondering if they're secretly dragons, but no, they're just boring.
And oh my gosh, it'd be super cool if like the dragon people and the normies like intermarried a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's how the dragons got over into the regular population.
And then we've got the human pirates. Then we got some mer people in the, I think this is like most of the continent is surrounded by water, like the west, east, south of it. Above it, you've got the north with the vamps up north. But everything else is surrounded by water where the mer people are. So they can't come out on the water, but they've got everybody surrounded. So they're a serious issue. And then we've got the samurai humans. And then we got the vamps up north.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a dope ass show.
What's an ass show?
Asstopia, the show.
And we'll call the continent Northeros. And then there'll be a Southeros.
Why is it so? Is there like a website to come up with cool fiction or fantasy names?
Oh, I bet there is, dude. I know there's an elf name generator.
Fantasy name generator. Name all your fantasy characters. This is here's
continent names.
Here, you pull that up, but I'm gonna read to you some medieval names that they've come up with. Emperor Ham, Landgrave Galeen, King Nicholas, Peasant Geminin, Knight Hamelin, which of course is the son of Emperor Ham.
I got a name for a continent. Are
Okay,
you ready?
give it to me.
Koferish. It starts with a Q.
Is there another one they got on that, or?
There's like 100, infinite.
Okay.
I just like that. Hakraustrai. There's also just Kevin, like Kevin with an M.
That one at least people might be able to pronounce, because I feel like people being able to pronounce things in our show might help them actually, talk about it.
Mm-hmm. The first one syllable one I find is going to be it. This is it. Glones.
Glones. The Kingdom of Glones.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Glones. It's like clones, but Glones.
Game of Glones.
Oh my god.
We got it. Game of Glones.
Oh my god, that was so cool. That was randomly generated.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Okay, guys, we have come up with the Game of Thrones ends. Your team loses. I'm sorry. There was some great stuff. Soon as that ends, episode 1 of Game of Glones hits the Game Make Corp television network. It's a streaming service. We're making one, and your character can live. We're gonna make it happen. Vote now, or then. Don't vote now. Send us $1 and we'll put you in. Okay, that is a thing I think we can do. If you give us enough money, we will make you a character in the show. Cause that is gonna totally make. I think you won't be a character yourself, but you can generate.
You won't be the actor, but you'll have a character based on you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because that people might go, oh, a lot of decision, but if you are in the game, if you are in the show, a character that is your character in the show, you're gonna do whatever you can to make sure your team wins.
Mm-hmm. Your campaign.
You're gonna mortgage the house. You're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure Charisse wins the Game of Glones.
Oh my gosh.
This is such a good one. Okay, so we did it. This was the best one. How do we end this, Beckers? How do we do this?
Game of Glones. You pay to win or you die.
Okay, so Beckers, where can people find more about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Dr. Beckers with a Z, or on Twitch, and I'm gonna stream on my next day off. Look me in the eyes. I'm gonna do it.
What are you gonna stream?
It'll be before this podcast airs, probably. I don't know. Probably League.
Watch her VOD.
My VOD?
Yeah, if you streamed, then your VOD. If the podcast is up, then there'll be a VOD.
Yeah.
Because you'll do it, right?
People love my VOD. I have a rockin' VOD.
Where can people watch this stream that's totally going to happen?
Twitch. It's happening. Twitch.com/Dr. Beckers with an S.
And how will they know when it's happening?
You'll just have to stay on that page until it happens.
There's not anywhere that you'll put out a message saying I'm about to...
I'll probably tweet it out. Okay. So follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet it out. What are you looking at me like that for? He's looking at me like that. You know the look. The one that says you're not getting it.
You're telling people about your social medias, so...
That's the two.
Okay.
I made a Facebook once in my ambitious days. I should delete that.
Where will you be posting pictures until you do your tweet about your Twitter?
I made an Instagram too, and that didn't work out either. I'm entirely too lazy for this. So it's Twitter and Twitch, and that's all I got. That's it.
Okay. Good to know.
I
Um,
tried.
you can
Not
follow
very hard
me at twitter.com/lastgeek, twitch.tv/lastgeekplays, instagram.com/lastgeekplays, facebook.com/lastgeek. I also don't use that much. Like, who goes on Facebook? Your parents probably. And
I'm so old. Facebook was so big. MySpace.
okay. And Game Make Corp has its Twitter, twitter.com/Game Make Corp. We tweet cool tweets, usually on Sundays. Maybe we'll put some like mythology, some prequel stuff for the game of Glones on there to really get people excited for when it starts. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. And that's it. Becker, say the thing.
And remember, have fun.